Hello darling, and welcome to your 2-minute Smolder guide. Let's go! Smolder's passive, Dragon Practice, is a stacking mechanic in which whenever Smolder damages an enemy with an ability or kills a minion with his Q, he gains a stack. His stacks also empower his abilities throughout the game, particularly his Q. Smolder's Q, Super Scorcher Breath, is a fairly short-range fireball point-and-click ability. This ability applies on-hit effects and also lifesteal effects too. At 25 stacks, the fireball has a small AoE explosion around the target. At 125 stacks, the fireball sends 2 bolts of fire in a cone behind the target, and at 225 stacks, enemies hit are set on fire for 3 seconds, taking bonus true max health damage. Enemy champions are also executed if they fall below a certain amount of health based on how many stacks Smolder has. Smolder's W, Achew, is a wide skill shot fireball that slows enemies hit. Hitting an enemy with this ability also creates a small explosion around the enemy. This ability also deals 140% damage against minions and monsters. Smolder's E, Flap Flap Flap, is a flying ability that allows Smolder to travel over terrain for a short period of time. During this ability, Smolder fires 5 to 10 bolts at the nearest and most wounded visible enemy. If Smolder casts an ability or becomes immobilized during his E, Flap 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 immediately ends. Finally, Smolder's R, Mom, sends a giant wave of fire through the battlefield. If Smolder is hit by the fire, he is healed, and enemies in the middle of this ability take 30% increased damage and are slowed by 40%. Start with your Q first, then your W, then your E, while taking points in your R when you can. You should max in this order. Runes on Smolder aren't entirely settled yet amongst the community, however I personally recommend either taking Press the Attack Primary with Sorcery Secondary, or Conqueror Primary with Sorcery Secondary. Tough matchups for Smolder will be Twitch, Nyla, Senna, and Twisted Fate, whereas easier matchups will be Zaya, Severe, Samira, and Kai'Sa. The items on the left side of the screen are what I'd recommend for a standard Smolder, and the items on the right are what I'd recommend for those wanting to try something a little bit different. Here are some examples on how to play Smolder. You can use his spammable Q to pick up a double kill when the enemies have the audacity to push up on you. You can use his ultimate to heal up and then fly to safety when an assassin tries to attack you. You can easily take down multiple enemies when your Q is past the 225 stack mark. And you can easily eliminate enemies even when all hope seems lost. Based on the games I have played, Smolder is really weak and slow in the early game, but as the match progresses, his damage becomes scary. Crowd control supports work really well with him despite online recommending enchanters, as he is very susceptible to being deleted by high mobility characters such as Diana. Smolder is designed for the late game, so if you don't have patience and good macro skills, this character might not be for you. However, despite not being much of a fan of ADC champions, Smolder feels really exciting to play and, in my opinion, fits really well into the existing champion pool without being too overpowered or problematic. Once people understand his playstyle a bit better and with a few tweaks from Riot, I believe Smolder will be a great pick on the Rift. I hope you liked this 2-minute guide for Smolder the Fiery Fledgling, and please remember to give this video a like and subscribe if you found the content useful. With that said, have a great week guys. Bye!